Well, everybody, welcome back to the Firahs podcast, the podcast where I love to have a good conversation, talk my shit, and get into some good topics. Man, I swear that this intro is changing every second by the minute, but that is what I'm gonna go with for my intro. I want to say big shout out to everybody that's been locking in on the podcast and been enjoying the subject. We're growing slowly. Little platform here. I know, obviously, I do most of my episodes solo dolo. So there's a lot of probably other better podcasts where you get a proper debate and not just a one person opinion. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody who locks in to listen to literally just one dude speak on the mic on his ones the whole goddamn time. So big shout out to everybody that's locked in. Big shout out to all the people that are joining in, the new people, the old people, etc. But anyway, let's get into it, man. KSI. I didn't even really want to talk about this conversation, to be honest with you. I had no real plan to have the conversation that we're about to have right now. But since everybody's dropping their little 1-2 piece or 1-2 cents or whatever people want to call it, I was like, you know what? Say nothing. Let me chime in on this one. So KSI was on a Sideman Sunday thing. And he basically said the word. Am I allowed to say it? I don't even know. Anyway, he said the P word, Paki, in a game. Everybody laughed after he used the term, and then obviously it's a racial term towards South Asians. So the conversation that's been going on is basically the ignorance of the fact that everybody laughed, and then they also didn't even think there was anything wrong to actually post that comment that he made. We all know it wasn't intent with any form of like malicious. There was no malicious intent. However, he used a term that is being used a lot of times to basically racially either abuse South Asian, describe an Asian man, etc., etc. Um, it's not just the Pakistanis that has to deal with the word Paki. I was talking to a friend the other day, and they used to call the corner shop PAK shop. You know what I'm saying? PAKI shop, like the P shop. Let's say the P shop. I just think it's interesting. That my sense is, to be honest, I don't really care enough about the whole Sideman thing and why they posted it. Victor as well being a South Asian, I mean, there's a debate there as to why he was laughing, but that's a conversation that I feel like he should have with his people. Then, personally, I just think it's good that the conversation has come out. I believe it's a conversation that needs to come out. I think it's very good that the conversation is being had, because when I was growing up in school, it was very normal to call my brethren a P word. Now, when I say calling him a P word, we weren't really trying to bully man by saying that, but we would just be like, oh yeah, that's my P. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yo, what's up, my P? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, if you got mad at a South Asian, you might drop the P word in there, but it's never been treated the same as the N word. Now, I kept seeing a lot of people coming out like, how would you feel if we dropped the N bomb? We're all getting like, I mean, yeah, I get it. Again, I don't know if I would compare the two words. I don't really know the P words history, so I'm not gonna be sitting here and saying, "Yo, bro, like we ain't the same." I don't really know. I just think it's very good that we're having this conversation, because the P word was very normal back in the day, very very normal. It wasn't a taboo thing. Like, you people were dropping that P word like it was easy peasy, and to be fair, a lot of your Asians accepted it as well. Um, but again, not everyone wants to hear it. So, like, even though some accepted it, some probably accepted it because they was too afraid to maybe even speak out about it, talk about what it feels, how it feels to be called something. We go through with the N word, so I get it. I'm not even gonna hate, but yeah, man, that's literally all I gotta say. Like, I'm enjoying seeing a conversation. Everybody's coming out and talking about. Obviously, KSI said an apology, weak ass apology, in my opinion. Listen, it's a forced apology. When you're at the status of KSI, you're forced to do these things. I will say this though, and this is the only thing I'm gonna say when it comes to KSI. He's not really meant to be your role model. Like, I don't look at KSI as a role model for the kids. um, if you look at his history of content, they've always been fairly controversial. The Sidemen have always been fairly controversial. Harry from the Sidemen has always made borderline disrespectful jokes that I feel like I still don't understand when no one picks up on it. My guy will make suicide bombing jokes. Like, That nigga would talk about hella crazy shit. But KSI does it, and everybody has a thing to say. So I don't know. I personally don't look at the sidemen as like the voice of the streets, the voice of the kids, the voice of reason. Like we need to. I know we put these niggas on a pedestal, but come on. Sometimes we need to look at who we actually looking at. Like, are we really looking to KSI, dog? Like, come on, like for real, KS, goddamn, man. Like, bro, like look at who you're looking at. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say about that. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have used that word. But in terms of like, bro, sometimes we need to look at who we're really holding to a pedestal. I know KSI is a famous person. He's got a lot of people that look up to him, watches his content, etc., etc. But I don't know. Anyway, KSI was in Bradford in the masjid as well. So forced. Masjid, like he's in a mosque. Okay. He then does a video with one of the imams in some bloody like an outfit. I think one of the merchants, and that's like, bro, it's all forced. It's so forced. Like man, them out they celebrating like I don't know. That's between you, man. But KSI in the use of the P word and apology, how do you man feel about it? I ain't even gonna play the apology because I just don't care. I'm not gonna lie to you. The apology wasn't even that good. Like it's a standard apology. He apologized twice. Once on I think he did a tweet or some shit, and then I'm guessing he posted on Instagram as well, and on one video. Like I just don't care. But yeah, shout out to KSI for coming up with the apology, going to the mosque. But listen, this is a PR stunt. This is what they got to do. He's got to do. He's got to do to be able to come back and be in the front of the screen. We will all forget about this in like a week's time, like we do everything else, and then move on. He'll be back on probably next Sunday, Simon Sunday. They might even take a break this weekend, come back the weekend after, and then everybody will forget his shit even happened. So that's just how it streets are. So anyway, KSI use of the P word. Yeah, what do you guys think? On another story. Woman born with two vaginas uses one for her husband and one for work. I think this was a very weird thing that like man really just saw. I'm gonna see if I can find the story. I had it on my Instagram account. You know how I do. I'll be posting it to myself. So yeah, so here it is. Sex worker and mother Evelyn Miller, 31, who was born with two uteruses and two vaginas, says she uses one for work and the other for her husband. Miller, who was born with two uteruses and two vaginas, as I just said, was diagnosed with uterus deadliifus until she was 20. While her husband will use the left vagina, her right vagina is now reserved for her OnlyFans content to bring awareness to the rare condition. Evelyn, who used to work as an escort, is now earning an average of 12K a week on OnlyFans and has stated her work does not feel like cheating as she uses one vagina for work and another for play. Interesting. To be honest, I'm not really mad at this situation. I just think it's crazy that a woman has two vaginas. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's mad. Um, are we gonna start talking about whether she's cheating or not because she has two vaginas and one for the husband and the other is for the man that she's getting piped up? All I gotta say, salute to the husband. That obviously the husband is willing to allow his wife to earn 12K a week. I think they were saying 12K a week, 12K a week. Um, he's obviously reaping the awards of her financial position as well. Um, Clearly, he ain't using the same vagina as the other mandem, so maybe he's a bit okay with it. But she's out here kissing another dude. Another all of that shit, dog. Salute to you. If you don't mind your woman getting piped down by another dude, that's all on you. Shout out to the man that are piping down. You know what I'm saying, his wife. Uh, bro, I don't know. Like, honestly, things like this don't really surprise me. Listen, she can have the same vagina do OnlyFans and they will still have a husband. I remember I was watching a documentary on a sex worker, and this husband used to let his wife get piped down by bare mandem. It was one of those Lewis Thatcher. I remember the name, but his name's like Lewis, like a really famous journalist within the UK. Does a lot of documentaries on BBC, and yeah, I've seen what man be giving up to let their wifeys get piped down. So 12K a week though, OnlyFans. Whoa. But yeah, I do like the fact that she. I don't know if I care enough about her using OnlyFans to bring awareness. I don't know like what that means. What awareness is she bringing by getting piped down? But good conversation to discuss within the industry. having two vaginas. So yeah, big shout out to Evelyn Miller, and big shout out to the husband for holding it down, man. Should the husband be demanding pedo? Like, was it Andrew Tate that said that if my woman was the only fan, I should get all the money? Just a question. But anyways, on to the next topic. Man raped 13-year-old girl and got 270 hours of community service. Now, this conversation is, oh, I don't know what's going on in the streets, man. Anyway, let me think. Community sentence has been ordered for a man who raped a 13-year-old schoolgirl when he was 17. The situation has been described as extraordinary by leading barrister. Sean Hogg, who is now 21, had attacked the girl in Midlothian, I don't know, Midlothian, listen, I'm butchering it, on many occasions, in 2018. The judge, Lord Lake, said that if the offence had been committed by an adult over 25, Hogg would have received a jail sentence of 4 to 5 years. Tommy Ross' case, you commented that the 270-hour community sentence was very unusual. Bro, listen, all I'm going to say to this here, like being a white boy, and I know this is going to be so deep, but if that was a nigga, I'm telling you, bro, he ain't getting 270 hours of community service, bro. Let's just get that in there. I'm going to slide it in there real quick right now. That's what I'm saying. He's winning. Now, 17, 13. And it's weird because if none have ever been to school, we've all known that that one chick that was in like year 7, year 8. They used to get picked up by some Donny in college in a whip outside school, bro. Like this is normal, like to see 17 and 13-year-olds linking up. Like if you're naive enough to sit there and say this ain't normal, you're an idiot. Go look at your phone, bro. Holler one of the chicks and ask him, what was the oldest man you dated or had sex with when you was in like year 7, year 8? Like some of them will tell you, bro, like I had sex with like a 21-year-old. It happens. Now, this is obviously non-consensual beating. He's 17, she's 13. 17, bro. He's not even in school. She's 13. She like just down there left primary, bro. He's old enough. He needs to go to jail. Because if you're 16, it's the legal age in the UK to beat. So why the fuck is he only getting community service? 270 hours. Is that it? And he probably has to go like what, once a week, maybe twice. Come on, bro. That's dead food. Like the country failed on this one. Obviously, we don't know who the woman is. She hasn't been named in this article. I'm just struggling to understand where this justice system is going. We keep doing things that make no sense. We keep doing things that I don't understand. And like, I'm just here trying to figure out what I'm going with the streets, for the culture, for New York, like, bruv, for London, for the world, for Ghana, for Uganda. Like, bruv, how are you raping a 13-year-old girl and only getting community service, bro? Like, what? It's like, bruv, unless you're gonna put him on a sex offenders list or some shit, like, what community service? Is that it? She's gonna walk up and say, all right, bust case. So, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Bruv, I don't know, man. Sean Hogg, man, you're a pedophile, man. Like, let's just talk facts, bro. No respect from me in these streets. Yeah, man. Listen, man raped girl 17. If he was 25, he would have gone up jail time. But apparently, if you're under 25, it's cool. That's what you're telling us. I'm sorry, that's what you're telling us. Madeleine McCann update. Now, if you didn't know about Madeleine McCann, Madeleine McCann had a girl who claimed that she was basically Madeleine McCann, right? There was this Polish chick. She was coming out and talking about, oh, yeah, man looks like Madeleine. That could be me, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was adopted, and my parents don't even look like me, and, you know. Anyway, that was basically what she was saying, right? Like, she claims she's Madeleine McCann. Anyway, today, Julia Wendy has discovered that she is not who she suspected. After believing that she might be Madeleine McCann, her parents have said her claims are fabricating, that it's obvious she isn't the missing British girl. She gained a huge attention and significant social media following, will eventually force her to flee her native Poland to the US after several death threats. DNA results has clarified that she isn't Madeleine McCann. However, it did show that she is from Poland with some Lithuanian and Romanian heritage. So, big shout out to you, my girl. I didn't even know you flew to the US, but well, DNA test proves you're not Madeleine McCann. You might as well go back to your parents. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? She gained 237K following. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Um, Again, listen, I ain't really got much to say. We spoke a lot about it in the last well, several podcasts ago. I don't even know what episode it was, but you can check it out. Yeah, listen, not surprised by this. I didn't think she was Madeline McCann, to be honest with you. I've always predicted that she may like just not be here anymore. That's my unfortunate thinking surrounding Madeline McCann. Body was never found. I just think she's been dead. Whoever took him buried it very well and did their thing. I mean, a lot of people speculate that actually the parents might be behind the disappearance of Madeline McCann. Again, that's an opinion for you and the people. Them. I am not going to speak on where I think Madeline McCann is. I just don't think she's on this earth right now. And yeah, Julia Wendell, is it Madeline McCann? So yeah, what do you guys think about that one? The Lukaku situation. Lukaku, Robelo. Lukaku, interesting. If you haven't seen it, Lukaku basically was receiving was being racially abused by the Juventus fans. There's a video going now. There's no movie playing. There's not even in English, but it was doing like monkey chant and that kind of shit, right? Obviously, Lukaku scores a last minute penalty, and celebrated with hands on the lips, basically telling him to shush, whatever, and then did like a little saluting with the other hand, right? And then obviously he's basically telling the fans, shut up, blah, 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 right? So he's just telling them to shut up. Because they're being abusive. Obviously, to the W, he scored. They're like, oh, we're not winning anymore. It's like, then a big burst of outrage, kind of like went out. They were arguing, Quadrado though, you lost your black card anyways. I do not fuck with Quadrado anyways. The deadest black nigger in the streets. Don't know why he's supporting these dumbass fucking fans who, are willing to racially abuse another black man when you're black anyways. Obviously, it's only cool when it's a player from your team that's being racially abused, because most notably, there was a player being racially abused for Juventus in the past, and he's backing him. Now he's not backing another black brother. You're fake as fuck. Get the fuck out of the football team. You're not a nigger. Your team was being revoked. You're no longer part of the clan. Go holler your man them over there, because you're not chilling with the black heritage. You ain't about it. We don't need you. You feel me? Anyway, that's my little rant over, because watching him just going like Lukaku was like, yeah, let's go outside. You know what I'm saying? Go outside. You don't want no smoke with Lukaku. I don't even like Lukaku as a player, but as a human being, you don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Lukaku then ended up receiving a red card for his celebration. Wild. The referee also gave a red card to the Inter Milan goalkeeper. He was also the captain. And then obviously Quadrado, because, that guy just kept talking and talking and talking even after the game. That guy was going on for years. My nigga, that guy was talking like he was a white dude protecting his mandem. I don't know what was going on. I couldn't even believe what I was watching, blood. Like, Quadrado was really backing the Juventus fan. And there was a couple of Juventus players that came out. Not a couple. I saw one, but I heard it's like 3 or 4. I've come out on social media and said, yeah, we don't condemn our fan. Don't ever do this. Yeah, they respect that. But the nigga, Quadrado, he ain't say nothing. Oh, Lord, he ain't say nothing. Hey, bro, we got no respect for Quadrado and this thing, fam. I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. I can't even lie. Listen, I'm a civilian, innit? I ain't want no beef. But I don't care, bro. That is some pussy man shit. How are you watching your own black brother being abused and then you're backing your... Like, come on. Tell him, oh, Lukaku should be sent off. Oh, fuck off. Come out of that with that bullshit. Like, I'm sorry. That's corny. That's hella corny. Like, I don't respect that at all. So, anyways, the Lukaku situation, obviously, his Rock Nation, who he signed to, the Rock Nation Sports Agency, whatever they're called, they came out in support of Lukaku, basically stating that it's normal for him to celebrate that way. It is a normal celebration. It ain't that deep. It don't mean nothing. The shush in the mouth is normal for years anyway. The salute has been normal for years anyway. So he didn't do nothing that was different. And basically states that they should resend the red card. I believe and I hope that they do resend the red cards for Romelu Lukaku, so he should be allowed to play the next game. I don't know if he'll be banned for the next game, but I assume red card, you're banned, right? I think it was a second yellow for Lukaku as well, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, they want to rescind the yellow card. I believe the goalkeeper should also be rescinded of the yellow card. So basically, they were just saying that listen, people shouldn't get red carded for being racially abused. The sport should come together. Italian FA need to look at this and decide whether it is a right to resend it. I think they should. They have rescinded things in the past on this kind of basis of bad behavior or celebration that they think was a bad thing, but ended up not being so bad. So, yeah, hopefully Lukaku will get a yellow card rescinded and he'll be able to play next game. And you know, Cuadrado should keep his red card. I don't know. Nah, bro, you're backing the wrong side, man. I know you're getting paid by white people, but fucking hell, bro, have some dignity, man. Fucking hell, fucking. I couldn't believe I was looking at. Anyway, Romelu, what do you man think about the situation with Romelu Lukaku? Um, let me know in the comment sections on anything really. Anyway, black musicians are apparently overlooked in the UK. I say the word apparently, but pretty much facts. Trying to find a thing where I saw that because it was an interesting one, right? I think it was actually on my phone. So let me read here. So you got Little Mix star Leanne Pinnock talking about being black in the industry. So the UK music industry has a systematic racism problem, particularly affecting black female artists, a new survey has found. The Black Lives in Music survey, which is said to be the largest poll focusing on the experiences of black musicians and industry professionals, was released on Wednesday the 13th of October and based on data gathered earlier this year. Of the 1,718 performers, creators, and industry stars surveyed, over half had experienced direct or indirect racism, including fighting assumptions about what kind of music they should make. 63% of black music creators said they had experienced direct or indirect racism, while 71% said they had experienced microaggressions. 88% of all black music professionals agreed there are barriers to progression. Listen, racism in the UK, as much as we want to say that we're moving forward, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's what's happened is, and it's interesting with racism, right? Because I hear this conversation all the time, like we're progressing, we're moving forward in life, we're doing way better. You know, racism isn't as bad as it used to be. Yada yada yada. Racism has always been as bad as it used to be. There's been no such thing as improvements. Now, what's actually happened when it comes to black people? It's um people have just been like, okay, cool, we need to include y'all. We just get included in things, right? So especially when you're looking at a lot of TV shows, you have that token black guy. We say that all the time with Love Island, shows like Big Brother. There's always a token. They add one inclusion just so that nobody can say you didn't add any of us. You know what I'm saying? Movies are doing it, brands are doing it, like with the whole modeling and a lot of things. Like we're just including us. They're just including us. Do they want to? If they didn't have to, they wouldn't. You have to understand. If they didn't have to include us, they wouldn't include us. It's basic. Like they don't have to. They wouldn't. They're kind of forced into the corner now and having to include whether that's black people, LGBTQ shit, BBW shit. Like we're just being included because they're kind of being cornered into doing so. Obviously with that whole George Floyd and everybody doing like the black screen shit. People only did that because they felt like if they didn't, people were gonna ask questions. Oh, why didn't you join in on the black post thing? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Let's just talk fact. Let's just say it for what it is, not sugarcoat shit. That's what it is. Now, with the whole racism within music within the UK, come on, man, it's facts. Furthermore, like we've only really been relevant as black people in the industry most recently now. I feel like back in the day it was a bit more like, oh well yeah, if you're talented, you're talented. Now there's quite a few of us, we're doing okay, I guess. Um but like it is what it is. Racism is here to stay. Um I don't think much is gonna really change in any form or period. We can always have the conversation about racism like we do every year anyway, but it's not going anywhere. And I think as long as people understand that it's not going anywhere, like you will be accepting. It's just the reality of what it is. I know a lot of people don't like talking about accepting racism because you shouldn't. You should always fight it. You should always try and um, eliminate racism from this world, but you're not gonna be able to. People just don't fuck with us, and sometimes I feel like a lot of these people just don't want to accept that. I've accepted it. Like I don't. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Just let me know. We can move on. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the highest part of the industry, you don't like me. It's cool. We just have to work extra hard to get to the forefront, to get to the mainstream, and that is just what it is. We've always had to work extra hard than the next person. Like that's what it is. So I'm not gonna sit here and have a full blown conversation about something that we already know. Like, oh, the survey said this, or the did said this, or Liam Pinnock is on a document. Like, nigga, like we know, like relax, like what? You're gonna spark the conversation. We had a conversation like every year. Like we're gonna have another conversation. It ain't gonna go anywhere. We're gonna forget about it in 2 weeks, and then we're gonna bring it back up a year later. Like, nigga, like it's the same fucking cycle. Like either you want to deal with it or you don't want to deal with it. But having a conversation about it every fucking year for like 5 minutes and then no one gives a shit about it later on in life, it's a pointless conversation to have. Like, we're not really having a conversation that goes anywhere. Like for real, just go make your money, do your music, like whatever. You're gonna get racial abuse. You are a nigga. Like people don't like niggas. Like what the fuck do you want us to do about it? Like I'm sorry. Like it's what it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just the honest truth. Like we're black. Like I've let it go. Like for me, it's just like yeah. I'm black. I'm in a room with half of the people that don't like me sometimes. Like, do I care? No. Like, I don't need you to like me. This is the thing that's I don't want to. I hate talking racism because it makes me just say shit that I shouldn't say, and people are gonna start crying about it. But fam, I hate rolling with people that feel like they need everybody to like me, like because of their skin. Like, nigga, people just aren't gonna like you because of the culture you're from. It's just what it is, man. Once we just accept that people just don't like what they don't like, and then you're forcing them to like you can't force people to like something they don't already like it's a waste of fucking time. Like, do you know what I mean? Maybe the new generation might be a different generation. Let's just wait for that then. You know what I mean? Teach the new kids that you want to do all the time, and hopefully they might like us. But the niggas down don't like us. They don't like us right now. So why are we trying to force them to like us? For what? That's what I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. It's gonna be racism. People are gonna love us. People are gonna hate us. People are gonna make it harder for us to do things. And unfortunately, if you don't like the industry, fucking change your job, man. Damn, not that deep. Anyways, racism in the UK music industry. What do you think? Like, really? Anyways, listen, that's the end of the podcast right now. This is your boy Firahs. This is the podcast where I talk about shit, have a big conversations, and what did I just say? Have a big conversation. Anyways, I do big conversations apparently. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Conversation we just had earlier. I don't know, but I'm butchering this ending. But anyway, man, Firahs, we outside. Da 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 da. Hope you guys enjoy the vibes, man. We are out.